Hi, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. Got another flagfold video here for you. I started to watch this and I thought, no, I want to get I want to give you my reaction it as this unfolds. If you'll forgive the wording there.
I'm Jim Brenton, coordinator for the Central Coast Leatherneck Honor Guard, and today you're going to be watching the folding of the American flag in the traditional triangular fold.
Okay, that's not traditional, and I mean no disrespect to these Marines. I really appreciate what they're doing. However, knowledge is key. This is not a traditional fold. This Americans don't have any American doesn't have to fold the flag in a triangle. Military have to fold the flag in a triangle, and that's it. So there's no tradition about it. It's required for the military.
That has been used since the Revolutionary War. It can be used by any person who wants to fold the flag for storage, proper storage of the flag in the storage boxes or just on a shelf.
So, and that's true. For display, it's best for the triangular fold, but for storage, you don't have to have it folded in a triangle. It can just be in a rectangle. You fold it twice lengthwise, and I think it's three times. Bringing the ends to end, and then that's it. You're done. But
Generally, the flag is open and held open for display.
okay, so there, no, it's not held open for display. You're doing the tilt thing. I see. I'd love to see. There's more to this than just folding the flag. How did you get to this position? How did you come by this? Obviously, here they unfolded it and are now refolding it, but there's there's very specific instances where the flag is folded. We bring it down from flying it on a flagpole or mast, and then we fold it. Or there's the unfolding over the urn, taking it off the casket, and then folding it. I mean, there's several different beginnings to this, and you don't hold it open for display. You don't hold it at an angle, the what I call the tilt. That's not authorized for the military, and which includes this team. You're still, even though you might have served 4 or 44 years, and you're a veteran now, you still abide by the rules that we have followed while we were active duty. So we open to horizontal, to flat. That's it. If you don't have room on either side of you, laterally, then you pop open to an angle. That's the only time you pop open to an angle. You don't come to flat and then go to an angle, the tilt, and then come back and then fold. That doesn't exist. That's just what somebody made up because it's all ceremonial. Now, I'm not saying that they did that, but you don't display the flag. There's nothing about a display here at all.
As they fold the American flag, you will notice that the Union end of the flag, the blue end, is a little larger than the striped colors, so they have crossed that over. Striped colors, so they have caught is a little larger than
Let's go
the
back to
American
here.
flag. You will notice
So
that
there you can see you can see right here they've got a little bit of a gap, which is exactly what you should do. Bringing the I'll use this. So let's say this is the top edge, and then this is the bottom edge. So bringing the edges to meet like this, that's not going to work. You're probably going to see some reds somewhere in the end fold. To avoid that, you bring it like this. So you can see there's a gap there. This is the top edge, this is the bottom edge. The bottom edge is brought up to the top row of stars has a horizontal line in the star. You bring the bottom edge up to that. This whoever's at the header end would bring the bottom edge up to that horizontal line. That happens to be the middle of this top red line, and the individual at the fly end would then what we call half the red stripe. That's bring the bottom edge to half of that top red stripe.
Union end of the flag, the blue end, is a little larger than the
And I don't know what he means by cross it over, and I don't understand what he means by the union end, the canton being a little larger. I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about. And, you know, maybe they are aware of exactly what they're talking about. However, when we communicate to others, we really need to make sure that we have our I's dotted and our T's crossed.
striped colors, so they have crossed that over.
That right there, that the tossing up of the flag so that you can zip your hand under, that's common. It's very, very common. I'm going to leave a link below to my flagfold video. Now, do you have to, am I going to tour around the country and force everybody to use my technique, the DrillMaster technique? This is what you have to use. No, not at all. Honestly, you fold the flag the way you want. However, if you want to do a better job, then using this, throwing up the flag and then putting your hand under real quick so you can flop the flag over, that's not the way. That's not the way at all. I've developed a technique that helps people fold the flag a little better without tossing the flag up in the air.
We're now going into the triangular fold, which is a traditional.
There. Holding it in the middle. That's what you should have done earlier. But we'll get to there. So as you fold, look how his fingers are all the way out to the at here at the fold here, but then they're back here in the middle of the white stripe, just about almost to the red. So in order to fold properly, you need a hinge. I don't know how I can demonstrate that, but except to say that, yeah, I guess so. So when I fold here, this is my hinge here, just like opening and closing a door. This is going to be the hinge. I fold the material this way. Folding it like he's doing is going to do this, so that there's a gap here. It's not straight across. So you want your hands straight across from each other as you make each one of the folds.
Fold, and the only way that the American burial flag has ever been folded since the Revolutionary War.
No, that's not so, sir.
Traditional fold initially.
So here, you're, and they're working with a relatively new flag, so it's a lot more stiff, and it's easier to fold it.
The reason for the traditional.
There, it's easier to fold it like this, and so it really doesn't matter. However, again, your hands need to be across from each other so that you make that hinge. So his fingers are here at the bottom of what is now the hinge for the left hand, but his right hand is up here. It really should be down here, so that again you have that hinge. Your hands are straight across from each other.
The fold initially was so that it could be stored in the same hat box as the sailors wore at that time, which was a three-cornered fold, or the cocked hat, as it is commonly referred to. You see them folding the flag here, where they have now come.
Right, so he's barely in the blue.
Into the blue Union field with the star.
So that's that's minimal. He's got some blue, and in the next fold he'll be able to bring that up. But when you get to here, when your hands are back along the flag here, it's easy to take your fingers and your thumbs and push a little bit of the material forward, and then get that tip further into the blue, so that you have no problem whatsoever
all of the red stripes
making sure that right there. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. This really should have been tucked away. So as he was back here,
that all of
there,
the red stripes
that should be tucked away,
are covered with the
and that should have been.
Or blue union of the flag. As they close the flag out here and get ready to tuck the end of the flag in.
So coming across this close There. Coming across this close, especially with this, the header band is really tough. It's a manila color, but it's I forget what the material is. It could be just a really stiff, strong cotton. I'm not exactly sure. So there are interment flags that are nylon or rayon, and also cotton. Getting a man-made material, forget having a decent flag fold. Forget having the flag stay on the casket as well. Cotton is the way to go. But to have, yeah, you can see my cursor. All right. So to have this lip stick up like this and have no gap whatsoever, tell you what, I'm going to pause. I'll get my flag. Okay. So to forgive how I'm holding the flag, okay? But in order to I'm going to duplicate what he's done here. So there's barely a gap. There's barely a gap right here, and then the header band is kind of overlapped. So now I'm going to tuck the flag in, and you probably can't tell, but you can definitely feel it, and you could eventually see it. There's a big lump right there. And that's what they're going to end up with, this gigantic lump right here that's not going to work well at all. So what you need to do is get about a 2-finger gap right here and have it consistent all the way along, so that when you fold the flag, oh, look, it's a lot more smooth. And all of this then is tucked in. That's the typical Air Force way to do it. And what others have done, let me see if I can do this here. A lot of Army units will do this. They'll put the header band, they'll tuck a corner in like this and then tuck the rest in, and there's not much of a lump there at all. It's much less than what these Marines are doing here. But what they're doing, I gotta caution you to not fold that way
Again, you'll notice they're triangular
at
fold
all.
in and tuck it deep into the flag, so there is no white from the halter end showing or any red stripes showing
That's not too bad.
on the tips of the flag.
Now, you know,
There'll be one final inspection made
one
by the person that is holding
one might say, well,
presentation.
it looks good at the end, so who cares? No, that's true. You could fold the flag upside down and backwards, and I've seen that done. Upside down and backwards, you can. I've got a diagram that shows what upside down and backwards actually means in one of my books. But you can fold it upside down and backwards, and it'll look exactly like this at the end. And so, who cares? Well, there is a procedure, and we put uh, we put a lot of thought into perfecting that procedure. And so there are a couple of different ways to fold the flag. You don't have to fold it exactly like I do. You can fold it exactly like they do and get a pretty decent result here. But we can't just say the ends justify the means.
The ends, making sure
Just because it looks good at the end doesn't mean that it was properly folded.
area. We will present the flag to the
So they have a 1-3 on the top there, and that's not too bad. Having that 1-3 there is not too bad, although that's not the presentation side. So the presentation side, let me the presentation side is this side with the folded edge, not this side with the well, it's the single edges here that have, it was the top of the flag that was all folded up, and here this is the bottom, the very bottom edge, the fold that that it just looks so much better. So you can see, can you see there? Can you, trying to get the, you can see the red here. So I had this flag was last folded either by I think it was cadets or maybe my first responder class. So uh, you can end up with red there. You can also end up with red in one of the corners as well, or white. Now you've got the white stars, white from the stars, no problem. But red from a stripe, white from a stripe, you don't want showing. Definitely.
Final position. It gets a salute and is then turned so that the broad end of the flag will be presented to the level line.
That was a little awkward. Um, Turning the flag like that. It's so as you after the you're presented you're given the flag, not necessarily presented, but you're given the flag. Okay, so it's tucked and given to you. Now, the presentation side is going to be towards me. I have both of my hands underneath the flag. I'm going to bring it up to my chest, and instead of what they did, which was a bit awkward, holding it up like this to receive a salute, that's not necessary. When you give the flag away is when you salute. Having a salute fest back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, that just it takes time and it also looks kind of silly. So presentation side is towards me. I'm going to bring the flag up to my chest, and then when I go to the next of kin, I have the ability to reach across and then turn the flag as I give to the next of kin. This is the what he called the broadside. The broadside of the flag that's best presented to the next of kin, and here we can see the presentation side is up because I reached across and I rotated it on my left hand and gave it just like that. So, so giving it over like this, yeah, sure you can. It's I I really think it's easier. You see how my left hand just slides right into there, and then I give it so that my hands look like that. And that way, the next of kin can fully grasp the flag however he or she wants to. All right, there we go. San Luis Obispo Tribune. Well, I do appreciate the Tribune here making this video, and also to the what was it was the Leatherneck. Let me see. Central Coast Leatherneck Honor Guard. I appreciate. I appreciate the video. This is a fine way to fold the flag. Not thrilled with the tilt at the beginning. There's a couple other issues that I would change, but still, they do a proper job. So again, thanks to everybody who did this. This is 8 years ago. So and it's had only okay, so 248,000 views. That's great. I'm glad people are learning how to fold the flag. Now, if you want a more detailed explanation, go to the info below the video, and I'll put my link in there. Alrighty, thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it.